Finally, in 2025, Sunderland made it back into the Premier League with a young team that is shaking up the Premier League to its core. Coach Régis Le Bris has most recently beaten Chelsea 2-1 and now gotten a draw against league leaders Arsenal. Sat in a 4th position with 19 points, even though most thought Sunderland would be fighting relegation this year. Captain Granit Xhaka has led Leverkusen to an invincible Bundesliga title. Could he achieve European football with Sunderland? Could Sunderland dream of adding to the 6 English Championship titles they have by beating the great of the league right now, like Liverpool, Manchester City, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Manchester United? And well, to compete with those types of teams, you needed standout performers. Let me go through them right now. In goal, Ruben Röves. That man, 22-year-old, 6'4" tall, 77 rated. He has been doing a great job. 2 man-of-the-match performances. The defense, a back 5 with Reinildo, Ballard, Geertruida, Mukiele, and Hume. The back 5 has been used against teams like Chelsea and Arsenal specifically to make sure they can get a result, and so they did. In midfield, they used Traore, Xhaka, Sadiki, and Lefe in the last game. Granit Xhaka, obviously at the age of 32. This man has gone ahead and won a Bundesliga title as an invincible. That is something insane. And he's now leading the line straight away for this team, which, as you can tell, has a bunch of younger players in it. And then Wilson Isidore. What a story. In France at first, then moves over to Russia, plays there. People kind of forget about him. He comes back now, has 4 goals scored in the Premier League season so far for Sunderland. He is their top scorer, even though they have a man that has come in that people expected to see more of. And that was, of course, Brobbey. Then you have talents like Adingra, Talbi, Chris Rigg, who played a massive role alongside Joe Bellingham in the promotion season for Sunderland. I'm telling you right now, man, I'm really liking this Sunderland squad. But as you see the ratings, you can tell, yes, they have done well in real life. But in the game itself, a Premier League side with a 74 rated centre-back, 75 in midfield, 74 up top, 75 on the wings. This is not going to be easy. Especially if you play on ultimate difficulty, with the sliders turned up properly to make the game even more competitive. A lot of people have been asking about them. This is what I use for the CPU sliders, just so you guys know. It makes the game very exciting, it's fast-paced, and it leads to me struggling a lot of times. But of course, we're stepping into this as Sunderland are sat in a 4th position with 19 points. 7 points off of Arsenal. Should we dream of competing for the Premier League title? Probably not. Should we hope to finish within the European spots? That's something I would love to achieve. And the domestic trophies, when we talk about the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup, I truly think we should be trying our best in these competitions because we have proven we can beat Chelsea, we can beat Arsenal, or at least get a draw against them. But hold on, there is one thing that the Sunderland board wants from us. We have to get European football. If we don't, our budget next season is going to be cut by 50%. Now, as I look into the values of our players, I realize Granit Xhaka is the one who is valued at the highest, 23 million. And at this stage, I also have to say, Sunderland is not Manchester City. This is a club that will sell players, and that is something we have to keep in mind. However, you guys have the power to do something special. Every single season, you get to choose one player that we put into the safe forever category, which means we get to lock them in to the Sunderland project forever without ever selling them. Everyone else, because this is Sunderland, will be up for the transfer market. And if we do get offers from big teams, we have to think about it. I just realized one thing. Huddersfield, who are 3rd in EFL League One, actually kicked out Sunderland out of the Carabao Cup in just round 2. So, Huddersfield, congrats, I guess, but the Carabao Cup is not an option for us. Only the FA Cup left. Now, written down every single opponent we will have until the month of January so that we can together decide which teams I'm going to be playing against. Every single episode will be half a season and we'll be playing 3 games in each one of them, especially until we play massive games where it's about cup ties. We'll be utilizing this to see which teams we should be going up against. But at the end of each episode, I will also show you the schedule ahead of us, and you guys can ask for one specific to be played each and every time in the comments down below. So off we go. Today we're going to be up against, first up, who is it going to be? It's Crystal. Nope. West Ham. Okay. Second matchup will be, oh my god, against Manchester City. And this way, we actually might get to see how we do against certain levels of opponents. Normally, I would only play against the best ones in the league or against the bad ones in the league, depending on where we're at. And finally, who is it going to be? As our third opponent, we're going to be facing Brighton. Tactically, I'm not going to be changing anything in the first season. Régis Le Bris has been doing an incredible job, and if he says the 5-4-1 works for him, I'm going to utilize it as well. I also just realized we have a bunch of players with their contracts running out, so we could have a massive exodus by the end of the season. But luckily, no one massive, apart from maybe Churkin. That could be an important player to keep a hold of. I also would like to keep a hold of the likes of Neil and, of course, Getraude on a permanent deal. Talking about deals, we have about 34.5 million left in the budget. And with the January transfer window coming up, we might have to make some decisions. Let me know in the comments. First game of the squad is against Fulham, and they get beaten 2-0. After that, we're up against Bournemouth, and Bournemouth crush us 2-1. Liverpool after that. Is the season already unwinding? It might just have. We are falling apart instantly. And this just shows you it only takes a couple of bad results and you're instantly down into the 11th position. 19 points on Sunderland still, with Manchester City up next. Can I get a point against a massive team like that, just like they've done in real life? Whilst that won't change the formation, I will change the players that play. For me, down the right, Talbi has to play, and down the left, it has to be Adingra, especially because Enzo Lefebvre made that huge mistake against Arsenal that they scored from and turned the game around. I'm still mad. But anyways, Enzo Lefebvre has always been a great talent. But for me right now, this is how I would line up this squad. Oh, Alderete is back. He's fit. Okay, let's put him in there instead of Ballard, who has been doing quite well, especially in the air. He is a very good player. Manchester City lineup. Donnarumma in goal. Nunes, Diaz, Stones, Guardiol with... Oh, Rodrigo is playing. The attack doesn't have Haaland in there. Haaland is only on the bench. Maybe there's a chance. If I can get just 1 point against Manchester City away from home in my first game coaching the squad, my first game back on a proper career mode series, I'd be very happy. By the way, thank you so much, guys, for being here on episode 1 of the Sunderland career modes. Please keep supporting it. Stick around. Let's have some fun. Adingra pass a move with Reinildo. Good pass. I see an opening here. There we go. Sadiki. Granit Xhaka! He's the first goal scorer! The captain of Sunderland is starting off my managerial career at the club. Granit Xhaka, thank you for that one. What a moment! Look at the pass from Sadiki finding his teammate. Beautiful! Don't you dare tell me that I can win a game with Granit Xhaka scoring a free kick goal. I mean, that would be truly insane. 17 minutes in! That looked good, you know. Reinildo a bit out of position right now. I also have to get used to the players and how they behave, as Phil Foden ruins my entire defense and we're asleep. But Roofs, that is why he is a man of the match so often. If I can just hold on for 45 more minutes, how incredible would that be? We're going even deeper with the defense. Look at that run. Beautiful. Adingra. No. Should have been 2. Granit chasing down Bernardo Silva. That's not going to work out. He doesn't have the pace. Hume down the wing here. Haaland easily wins it. Rodri. It's 1-1. Manchester City are back into the game, and this is not a good position to be in as Sunderland. 19 minutes to survive. Neil comes on for Sadiki to bring in a bit more defensive support, and you know what? Ballard comes in so he can fight against Haaland in the center. Yes! Love that! Neil! Adingra! No! Isidore! Rodri, just cover Haaland. Don't let him shoot. Cherki, all good. We survive. Ref, blow the whistle, please. Or let me get one more attack in. Maybe... oh, no. Oh, no, no, no. Thank you. Lads, we survived. It's a draw away from home against Manchester City. Their fans are unhappy, but ours should be very proud. Granit Xhaka performed exceptionally well in that matchup. And I also really enjoyed the performance of Sadiki. After that game, it's the big battle against Newcastle, and Sunderland win. This means more than anything. So straight away, back up into the 9th position we go, with Newcastle right below us and Brighton our next opponent. And so we're getting ready for this matchup, as everyone thinks after that Newcastle victory, we can do more. Brighton obviously know we have Adingra on the left here, a former Brighton player. So if he can hurt them, that would be quite nice, wouldn't it? Nice. Sadiki. Oh, what the hell? I'm about to play him through. Baleba should be getting a red. Bro, what's going on? Where's the red card? Sadiki, here he goes. Bro, he feels like such a good player. Granit Xhaka waiting for his moment. He could have played it through there to Talbi. He decides to do it now. Talbi through. Shit, no way. It's offside. I was celebrating already. Oh, that's a good ball. That's a really, really good ball. Yankuba Minte roofs again. Gets a touch in it. Our goalkeeper, he's massive. Something's missing in the team right now, and I just don't know what it is. Talbi, I'm going to take off now and put on Traore to play down that right-hand side. The 30-year-old gets a chance to prove himself. And you know what? I think I'm going to take off Xhaka and give Enzo Lefe the chance as well. Down the right to Bertrand Traore. Traore sprinting through. Not that much pace left in him nowadays. But that's a beauty of a pass. Adingra saved. Offside again. Petrada, lovely. Adingra down the wing. Adingra is through. Come on, lad. This is you against your former side. Into Isidore. Yes! Isidore scores. That's what he does. It's 1-0 against Brighton. And our striker is in the right place at the right moment, like he has to be. Isidore, thank you so much for this big moment. Oh, no. Big tackle. Huge. I love this defending from the team. Just a couple more seconds to survive, please. Sadiki to Adingra. Once again, we come down this left-hand side. The former Brighton player has been a nightmare for them to play against, but this game should be over with 3 points going to Sunderland, unless Welbeck and his lads can do something very special here, but they won't be allowed to do so. Mukiele takes him out. 3 points against Brighton. Get in there. I'm getting used to this team. Régis Libri shaking hands with the German coach. He is on fire. Now it seems like Diarra is back from his injury, so we're going to be putting him onto the bench. I'm not a big fan of Masuaku, so Diarra is going to be coming onto the bench for him. Now, if we compare Diarra to Sadiki, I mean, there is one big difference. The pace is on the side of Sadiki, but generally speaking, all the other stats basically are going Diarra's way. But with the way Sadiki has been performing for me, I'm looking at Diarra as the one to take over once Xhaka is done with this team and achieves what he wanted to achieve. That victory catapulted us up into the 6th position. We're back into European football places. Next up is Leeds United at home. It's a 2-1 victory. And now that puts us into the January transfer window. So what's the deal with Lucharel Hertrauda? Is he going to stay? Is he going to be a permanent deal or going back to Leipzig? Now, currently, we have 5 months left on his contract. I just double-checked on Transfermarkt, and it doesn't say that they have a buy option or obligation for him. So, you guys will have to decide. Do we keep a hold of Lucharel Hertrauda? Should he be a part of our team? Yes or no for the future? Down below. Good news, by the way. Xhaka now changed to a centre mid, up to an 85 again. Mukiele changed to a centre back, gets a +2 in that position. And with that, we should be doing even better in simulations. And simulations is exactly what's coming up now. First up, Manchester City at home. Well, this time it didn't work out. Then it's Spurs away. They are 7th in the league. It's a 1-1 draw. Brentford, maybe there's a chance. And yes, there is 3 points. first round of the FA Cup for us. Doncaster 3-0 easy victory. And finally, Crystal Palace at home turns out to be a massive win. So now we find ourselves in the 6th position, just 1 point behind Manchester United and 2 behind Manchester City, and not even far away from Bournemouth or Liverpool, and maybe even Arsenal. It's just an 8-point gap to the top of the league, which I don't even want to dream about. Please, just get me into a European competition. That would be perfect. That's what the board wants. Top scorer-wise, Haaland at the top. Isidore is second. He's now 25 years old. He is truly turning it up. In terms of assists, do we have anyone in there? Doesn't look like it. It's okay. The moment of truth. Do we have transfer offers coming in? We have one coming in for Anthony Patterson. This is a deal that we don't necessarily have to go through with. But as I said before, if we get massive offers for any of our top players, we have to think about it, lads. And most of the time, probably let them go. As we approach the January transfer window, I wanted to see which players is Sunderland linked to in real life. And well, Gonzalo Garcia from Real Madrid, the lad that had a couple of big moments, I believe, in the Super Cup. World Cup, whatever it is. That guy is currently out there and looks interesting to Sunderland, apparently. One to add to the shortlist. The news also states that Joshua Zirkzee from Manchester United, who doesn't get enough playtime anymore, could be an option for Sunderland. And as I was doing my research, I just found out there is actually a buy option for Geertruida, so maybe I'll actually sign him permanently. Another piece of news states that Guendouzi could be interesting for Sunderland. That would be some signing. So when I look at the shortlist of players, we see Gonzalo has seemingly joined West Ham. We could be getting him for a very low fee, but would it really make sense? I mean, we do have Isidore, who's doing extremely well, and we have Brobbey still there. So the whole striker position, whilst in real life it might be interesting, I'm not sure if we should go after it. Zirkzee, however, I don't think he's a striker. For me, if I was to get Zirkzee, I'd be using him as the glue from midfield into attack. That's the type of position that I really liked him at Bologna. So that could be very interesting. And Guendouzi, by the way, in his Marseille times was hella impressive. And now over at Lazio, 83 rated, CDM, has all the play styles you would want. And also a former Arsenal player, just like Granit Xhaka. So maybe this could be an interesting move for Sunderland, for our midfield, upgrading it significantly. Sadiki is good, but that could be special. I gotta say though, I'm also looking at Job Bellingham, the man who has left Sunderland to join Dortmund, and he has barely been getting any playtime. It is not looking good for Job Bellingham as we speak, and there are rumors of Sunderland and himself potentially being interested in a loan deal to get him back into Sunderland, to give him that confidence again, and maybe one day return to Borussia Dortmund. But because of that, because it's only a loan deal that's rumored, I'm not interested myself. I want to make the step for the future, not just for the now. And now, the last game of today. We're going to East London to match up with West Ham United. I'm actually really impressed that things have been going so well, but today is a rainy day. Hopefully, the result will be positive. I don't care about the weather. Let's get this going. Can we see the best performance out of Sunderland? Oh, you know what? Because it's raining, there are no bubbles. West Ham, your superpower is gone. Paqueta, good ball. Alarete goes the wrong way, and Gonzalo, the striker that we're interested in, the former Real Madrid player, is playing against us. Big chance. Oh, Isidore picks the ball off of Wan-Bissaka, and now he has just one player. No one is going to be able to catch up to him. Isidore! No way. Oh my God. Xhaka far post, you see him, right? Number 18, Isidore again. Adingra, Granit Xhaka. A special moment from a special player. Talbi. Back into Granit. There he goes. Granit Xhaka has done it once again. The captain just keeps on stepping up. Unbelievable. I can't even speak. Because Isidore missed a lot of chances in the second half, we're going to bring on Brobbey. He's higher rated. I'm expecting a lot. If he does deliver over and over again, there's going to be a battle for the striking position. Oh, that's a good ball. Oh, I'm all over the place. Please. No! Gonzalo! He actually scores the equaliser for West Ham. The man that is on our short list. 1 appearance, 1 goal. Should I buy him? You know what? I need more attacking power. Diarra now coming on, and also Traore down the right. Fernandez steps up. Here comes Hume. Hume sprinting forward. Talented player. Over to Diarra. Diarra down the right. You see Traore. Traore whips the cross in. Robbie. Yes! Robbie has scored the 2nd goal for Sunderland to win away from home. I told you, it's raining. No bubbles for you, West Ham. And thanks to the great substitutions of Lebris, we have gone ahead and won the game against West Ham in incredible fashion. That puts us straight into the 5th position, close to Champions League spaces. Is that even possible? So this squad is currently competing for a European spot, and that just blows my mind. Some great performances, specifically possibly down to the formation 5-4-1, which defensively has held us strong together. But at the back, the goalkeeper is just clutch. And as we speak, obviously we are in the transfer window and some decisions need to be made. Do I go for Gonzalo, who obviously scored against us? Do we go for Xerxes, who could play in multiple positions, especially if we want to change the formation? Do we go for Guendouzi, who could make a return into Premier League football and showcase that he has developed himself as a player? Guys, are we going for someone else? Let me know who is currently linked to Sunderland or who you think would be a perfect addition into the side that we have built so far. Now, obviously, I'm really excited to keep going. But for now, I'm done. Let's see what happens next.